When we built Emerald Heights, we were very fortunate to get 38 acres. It makes me feel good every time we drive home. In the summertime, you drive through a canopy of trees, you go through the gate, and the place is just filled with trees and flowers, green lawns.
You know, Emerald Heights has got one terrific advantage in where it's located. We're close to so many things. Downtown Redmond in one direction, Woodinville and the wineries in another direction. Healthcare, 2 fine hospitals close and a lot of clinics. And then you can turn around and go the other direction and you're out in the country.
The location of Emerald Heights is ideal because we have a forest all around us. It's in keeping with living in the Pacific Northwest.
But there's so much going on at Emerald Heights that have made our life better. The thing that immediately comes to mind is the fitness center, because we're down there 3 to 5 times a week, you know, using the weight machines and the cardio machines and walking and everything.
I've seen myself physically improve since I've been at Emerald Heights. The muscle tone is stronger, the weight loss is good, and my attitude and my emotions are affected by my physical well-being. I'm a much happier person at Emerald Heights.
Well, we all like to eat. Some of us more than others, I might say, but there are several things about our dining room that are unique. The first thing that stand out for my husband and I are the young people that are the waiters and the waitresses. They make it a lot of fun. The other thing I think that is unique about our dining here is the variety. There's no end of choices, and the food is well prepared.
The social aspects go beyond what's just here. Emerald Heights spends hours and hours planning and executing activities around the community for us. Places to go to lunches, to the symphony, to the concerts, to our plays nearby and further away. We've taken field trips up into Canada and down into the Mount Rainier area, which are 2 or 3 night trips with 35 or 40 people. It's just an amazing community. Emotionally, it keeps you feeling in charge of yourself.
Well, we have a coffee shop at Emerald Heights, which is run entirely by the residents. I just volunteer as a hostess, and that is more fun because everybody comes in the coffee shop. They're there for social interaction.
Emerald Heights has a number of volunteer things that a person can do. We had something over 16,000 volunteer hours last year of people doing things for other people here.
One of the unique aspects of Emerald Heights is the model railroad, which our residents built.
One of the neat things about that garden railroad is that each of the buildings in there is a replica of an old building in Redmond back in the old days.
In addition, we have a beautiful trail that goes all around the campus, so I'm getting lots of exercise.
And the interesting thing to me is it was conceived of and built by the residents. And that's just one example of just the really intense level of involvement by all the residents here.
I think one of the things that confuses people the most is exactly what does life care entail, what does it mean, and what does it do for you? Life care means when you move into a place like Emerald Heights, it's a continuing care retirement community. So when you move in, you're an independent resident, but if something should happen and you need a little bit of additional care, without any increase in cost, you can move into the Corwin Center, which is the part of Emerald Heights that contains the skilled nursing and the assisted living, also the memory unit. You can move into any of those without any additional cost if and when you need them. So no matter what happens to you in the rest of your life, the kind of care that you need is available right here on campus.
The fact that we chose to move to Emerald Heights, I think is a gift to our children. You know, it really takes the stress level away in your life too, if you know that this is what you've chosen and you're here for the long term. And to me, it's the best move we ever made.
We were living in a house that was about 10 years old, and we began looking at the cost of homeownership and comparing it to the cost of living in Emerald Heights. For 2 years, we kept track of everything we spent on the house. And it was surprising to us that it was a lot more than we had expected. This stack of poker chips illustrates the cost at Emerald Heights. And these 4 chips illustrate the tax-deductible portion of the monthly service fee related to prepaid medical costs. On the house side, there are some easily identified costs. For example, real estate taxes, utilities, yard maintenance, and insurance. But then there are some other costs as well. The cost of food and eating out, the cost of remodeling and re-landscaping, and of course some people have a mortgage which is tax deductible and compares favorably with the medical tax deduction at Emerald Heights. So you will notice that these 2 stacks are very similar in size. But on top of this, when we had to replace our furnace and air conditioning system, we realized that that item alone would have paid for 4 months at Emerald Heights. In conclusion, we looked at the costs of moving to Emerald Heights, the costs of home ownership. They were very similar, and that removed the issue of finances from our decision.
I've lived here at Emerald Heights over 11 years. It's a great place to live.
I have lived at Emerald Heights for 3.5 years, and I love it here. If you think that when you move to Emerald Heights, it's kind of the end of a road, it's not. It's the stepping stone to a new road and to lots of new friends.